Now, Chris, you may not remember this, but about a year and a bit ago, you had driven the 488 Pista for the show. We're talking about that, doing a video. We also mentioned this car had just been unveiled, and you weren't that keen on it. I think, to be more specific, you weren't that keen on the direction modern supercars were going in. More weight, more power. I think you called it a rabbit hole of performance that we were going down. Now you've driven this car, have you warmed up to it? A bit?
No. I've not warmed up to the recipe anymore.
Yeah.
I feel entirely vindicated in what I said, but the thing's undeniably impressive. You know, you get in these things with your bucket of cynicism, and Ferraris tend to do a good job of expelling that quite quickly. It's a vehicle that you find yourself admiring more than lusting after when you drive it, because it trades in speed, and if you can only trade in speed, you're just trading in applying forces to the body of the driver. That's really it.
Yeah.
But if you start to break it down in the way it feels, the steering's quite clever. The electric steering, they're starting to get a bit of feel through that. But the rest of the thing, it's almost so fast you don't have time to get on and understand what's going on.
I think you tweeted on set when you were driving this that it just fried your brain.
Oh, it's outrageous.
Yeah.
So we filmed it at Vallelunga, and it was sensational. We had the normal Stradale version. This is the Assetto Fiorano, isn't it? This is the full-on
grand.
So we've got, you know, Inconel exhaust, we've got more aero, carbon wheels, different suspension, and this is just thrashed, as you'll now know, the lap time here by 1.4 seconds, which is, it's a silly margin. It's a silly margin. You expect stuff to go 2 or 3 tenths quicker. That's wow, that's fast. But well over a second is just stupid.
And it's all about how the electric works with the V8 engine, right?
It is, and the way, you know, there's a bit of a story, as we say at the end of the film, about how the one they gave me to drive wasn't quite right. We predicated the entire film on that, and then when I finished driving it, and we finished doing the film, they rolled out another one and went, try this one, you might like it more. And I was like, hell are you doing?
Surely you buy an SF90 and they're all the same, right?
No, they've got this. I think there's a set-up argument going on around just how much can people handle, and therefore they put a bit of understeer into the one I drove, which did spoil it slightly. But the fundamental concern I have is this: you've got a hybrid powertrain that's got an electric front motor, a bit of electricity at the back, and you've got your ICE at the back. Okay. This then means that the packaging at the front is so critical. There's no room for a boot. So you can't put a bag in it really, which is an issue, because then it ceases being a car. Yeah. It's just a toy.
It probably fares quite well as a GT if you wanted to.
It would do if you could fit stuff in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the other problem is that the complications around the chassis mean that I think it would be a more fun car to drive if it was rear-wheel drive. So that points to one thing: why can't you have a hybrid Ferrari Berlinetta mid-engined with everything at the back, so you don't have the front axle power, because we don't care about that. And you get a boot as well. Yeah. That's what I'd like. So, but you know, maybe they'll make that, I don't know. But at the moment...
Well, rumours suggest that a car, this is, you know, paving the way for a more junior hybrid Ferrari that will sort of replace the F8, etc. as we go along. Maybe you'll get
the other way to look at it is it's quicker than a LaFerrari, and it's a third of the money.
Well, that's what I was going to come on to. Is it, third of it, well, LaFerraris are going for probably £2 million these days.
They're going to soften though, aren't they?
Yeah. It's all going to soften, Chris.
It doesn't feel anything like a specialist LaFerrari. Look at it. It looks like a normal car. There's a LaFerrari at the record last night. You see it and you go, well, you expect Batman to get out of a LaFerrari. Yeah. You expect me to get out of this.
So the way it looks then, you think bit sober?
Well, I'm not really one to pass on aesthetics, am I? It's really growing on me. Yeah. From the rear, I like it more and more. I do think the upturned spoiler of this version helps. Yeah. It looks like it was styled by a computer rather than some Italian bloke who was puffing on a fag with a pencil.
Another flick here, another flick there.
It's lacking a bit of emotion.
I tell you what I do like though, you go around the back, look in the engine bay, the engine is
fully
scraping
exposed.
along, but scraping on the ground.
Yeah,
it's so
down
big
in a well, isn't it? It's down in a well. Yeah.
Yeah, you could barely see it. I love that.
So look, it's mighty impressive. Yeah. The day I drove the SF90, I came back to the UK and my car was being serviced, and the dealer happens to have a Ferrari franchise, and they lent me an F8 Tributo. Yeah. And I was staggered at how good that felt after this. Yeah. It felt nearly as fast. It was two-wheel drive, so it's more playful. So I'm not convinced that this is the route they should be going down, but it is their new technology package. Let's see what they do with it. Yeah,
and the other thing is, has Ferrari got a bit of a problem on its hand? Because it's been churning out the new cars of late. This year, SF90, the F8s, the Roma, they've got an SUV coming.
it's going to come back to bite them. It's going to come back to bite them.
Yeah,
Because there's just so many models. I can't keep up. There's all these new ones coming out. I'm thinking, well, have I driven a Portofino briefly? I've only just driven an F8 Tributo.
Have you had to go to Roma?
No.
There's a new Ferrari you haven't driven, Chris.
I know.
What have you been doing?
And that looks like an Aston Martin to me, that does. So they're slightly losing their identity. Let's see what happens. The one thing they have proved over time is they know their business better than we do. So I'm sure they're going to pull something out of the bag. But right now, what I want is 500 horsepower, 950 kilograms, a manual gearbox, and maybe a little bit of electricity to get me through town quietly and start up quietly in front of my neighbours. Give me that, that's the car I want.
With the Ferrari badge on the nose?
Absolutely, yeah.
You heard it here first.